Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Powtex 5-meter CCT LED light strip. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So the color temperature on this is 2700 to 6500 K. Here it says 65,000 hour lifespan. CRI is greater than 90. UL certification, dimmable. So let's get this open. So here we have the LED light strip. It says to unroll it before powering it up. That's probably so it doesn't overheat. Here we have the manual. Let's take a quick look at it. So I'm not going to go over everything. You're going to want to read this on your own. This talks about some of the features. Some of them were listed on the front of the box, but it says cuttable length for convenient use. So this has the light strip, power adapter, remote controller, user manual. This talks about installing it. So you plug the power supply into the controller box. That will go into the LED light strip. So it has a diagram here, and this lists off the steps for installing it. So to clean the surface, you'll adhere it. Here we have some more specs. This has 640 chips on it. You can cut this every 0.98 inches or 25 millimeters. It says do not use outdoors or underwater. Disconnect the power before installation. Let's get this out. Here we have the power adapter. Output is 24 volts at 2 amps or 48 watts, and that is the power output of this. We'll see what this actually draws. Cord length on this is around 5 foot, and that has a barrel jack on the other end. And here we have the controller. So this has its own manual. So this has app control. Looks like the app is called Bandlan X. This talks about the remote, speaker control, and here we have the tech specs for the controller. Here's the remote. So this is going to have a battery in it. So it's a CR2025. So I pulled that little plastic tab out to activate it. And here's the controller with the QR code on it. So we'll connect those up to the LED lights. So I do need to take these off the reel. Pull this off. So let's take a look at this close up. So you can see the cut marks here every inch. The LEDs are encased in this rubber. I'm assuming it's silicone. So you just go to one of these junction points and cut it to length. Plug these together. So you want the little clip opposite each other. Make sure the pins are lined up. We'll press it together. I'll plug in the power supply, and I'll plug that in over here. So they powered on. So we should be able to turn these on or off with this. Let's do that. So that's off, that's on. Let's hit M is mode. So let's try the remote. So this remote has a little lens here. It looks like it's infrared, but if I hold my hand over the end, it still works. So I think this is using RF, and I think this is a standard kind of remote body. So let's turn this on. Okay, so it's lit up. So it's in this kind of pulsing mode. So we can hit auto here to cycle between the effects, or we can use the mode left right buttons to switch between modes. We can change the speed, so let's speed this up or slow it down. Then we can change brightness, color, temperature, so we can do cooler or warmer. Let's do CW for cool white. Then we have neutral white, I think, and warm white. So I don't know if the color temperatures are coming through on camera, but this is a bluer white, this is just a kind of regular white, and then this is a more yellow white. Then we have 1, 2, and 3 hour timers. So let's connect this up to the app. So I'll connect this up to an iPad, but you could also connect this up to an iPhone or Android phone. So I'm going to go into the App Store, and I'll search for Bandlan X. It's here on the upper right. I'll hit Get. We'll hit Open. It wants me to allow Bluetooth access. I'll say Allow. It has a little tutorial here. I'll swipe through it. I'll say Get Started. I'll sign in without an account. I'll hit Continue. It says it would like to find devices on my network. I'll hit Allow. I'll say Add Device. It's searching for devices. It found one. I'll tap it. Would like to access the microphone. I'll say Allow. It says there's a new firmware version. Check it out. I'll say OK. I'll update it. It says update completed. So we're on the main screen now. I'll tap on the lights. And now we can control them with the app. So let's change the brightness here. So that's full brightness. This is the dimmest level. And it smoothly transitions between the brightness levels. So let's turn this all the way back up. So this is full brightness. I think we were at neutral color temperature, and we're currently drawing 31 watts. And then let's not go all the way down because I think they shut off. But this is very dim and it's drawing about 1.8 watts. If I put it all the way down, I think this is off and it's 0.4 watts. I'll turn it back up. We have some presets here for color temperature. So I'll do the left. This is cool blue. Now that's at just under 40 watts, maybe 39 watts. Let's do full warm, and there we're at 36 watts. So let's do all of the color temperature. So this is the coolest on the right, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Then we can also touch in the middle here, like we go off to the left. I'm not sure what that does, but up and down seems to change the color temperature. But I like it right in the middle there. So we have some other options up at the top. We have dynamic. So here we have different modes. This is the breathing mode. Let's turn this up. So we're flashing here. If we turn it down, see what the heart does. Oh, this is a favorite effect. So it looks like we have multiple effects. So I'll go to the right. This is white color strobe. And this is white color heartbeat. And then also at the top we have music. So this will make it voice activated. So let's hit the microphone. And now as I talk, you can see this is moving to my voice. So you can see it's reacting. So if you had music playing, this could pulse to the music. So that was using the microphone on my device. We can also use the built-in microphone on this. That looks like it might be a little more responsive. So we can also have it play music. So it's playing some music, some kind of, I'm not sure what tunes these are, and I don't have rights to play them, but it has a couple songs there you can play, like relaxing music. Let's go back to solid. Let's go to the nut at the top. That's our settings. We can go to timers. So we can set schedules for this. It has on-off mode, version, and more settings. Power on state is light on, light off, or same as before power off. So I'm going to change it to the last setting. I'll say OK. Let's test that out. So it's currently on. I'll unplug it. It's turning off. I'll plug it back in, and it's back on. So let's turn it off. I'll unplug it, plug it back in, and it stayed off. So if you want to control this with the switch, you can change the setting in the app so this will turn on and off with the switch. So let's get back out of here. We'll say OK. So this app is using Bluetooth, so you do need to be within Bluetooth range of this to control it. Now if you want to connect this with Wi-Fi and Alexa, you would need a different controller for that. So we can turn it off from the app. So I'm going to go install this somewhere. I'm going to do it temporarily for my video because I don't know the exact installation I want to do, but it'll give you a good idea of something that you can do with a strip light like this. So I'll get that set up and then we'll take a look at it. Okay, so I have a dark stairwell here. So I've attached this to the bottom of the handrail and I just taped it on temporarily. And this isn't really an ideal handrail for installing a light on, but this is a good test to see if this concept would even work. So if I had a different handrail, I could just route a little groove in it and install the light strip. And you can see this really lights up the steps a lot. So I've been thinking about putting a light strip here or putting it at the top of the steps on the ceiling, building a little chase for it or something. But this is very bright and there is no light in this stairwell. So the only light coming to the stairwell is from the adjacent areas. Now in a situation like this, I'd probably want to wire it into the switch so it would come on and off with the switch. Now if you had this around a bar or a kitchen area, you could use the remote control to control it. But typically you may not want the remote control on the steps. Or maybe you do. If this is in a basement in a movie area, you might want to just temporarily shut them off while you're watching your movie and then be able to turn them on after the movie's over. But there's lots of applications for lights like this. So that's the Powtix 5-meter CCT light strip. Now if you want white light, you can get that from an RGB light, but many light strips are going to mix the red, green, and blue to create the white, and it's not going to be a very good white. So if you really want good white, you want a light strip like this. And this being a CCT or a color corrected temperature light strip, you can dial in the color temperature you want. So if you already have lighting in the room, you can set your light strip to match that lighting. It doesn't look really good if you have, say, a bluer light or a cooler light in the room and then you have your light strip at warm. You really want those to match up so it looks like they're all relatively the same. So I showed one application for this, but this could also work good around a bar. You could put this in a kitchen area. You could put this under the toe kick or under the cabinets. You could use this as task lighting. There are many applications for this. And I would recommend doing what I did, is set it up temporarily and see if you like it. And then once you feel like you like it, you can peel off the back and adhere it to the surface and cut it to length. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.